This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
Well, hi again. Welcome to another exciting edition of Talking Real Money Daily. I'm Don McDonald. Thanks for stopping by. I'm so glad you did. And, of course, this little get-together is about money, all kinds of things that have to do with money. And we try to do something a little different every day, along with taking a call or answering a question from the internet. You can call us anytime to ask your questions, either by leaving them as a message, and I'll answer them on the podcast, or calling live when we do our show on Saturdays, which is, for those of you listening today, tomorrow. We do our show between 3 and 5 p.m. Eastern or noon and 2 Pacific, and the number's always the same. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, it's the same number. 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255. Or you can send us questions through our website, talkingrealmoney.com, that is just loaded with all kinds of great stuff about money. So check it out. Little program note, typically I do a podcast a day, with Monday being one of the short podcasts like this one, Tuesday and Wednesday being the Saturday show re-edited for podcasts, and then Thursday and Friday being the short podcast. Monday will be a miserable, actually Sunday and Monday will both be miserable days for me. Sunday for a totally different reason than Monday, because I'm getting that stupid thing. It's not stupid. I know it saves lives. I just wish there was a better way to do it. That thing that people are supposed to get done every so often after they turn 50. And I'm finally going in for my second colonoscopy. So I'm going to not be feeling good on Monday, because I'm going to get drugged out. I will get a nice nap in, though. That little twilight thing they give you, it knocks me right out. So no podcast Monday. Be back Tuesday with the Saturday show rebroadcast and all that stuff. And remember, you can call us anytime, 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255. The other day, I was talking with someone, a real estate agent. I had been looking at Zillow and is there Open Doors? No, that's a food place. There's another one. And Redfin and several others. Zillow is they're aggressively starting to roll out this business where they'll buy your house. And apparently they're buying people's houses within 48 hours at incredibly decent pricing. They're actually coming in near appraised values, and you can get right out of your house. They're actually making the housing market semi-liquid. The other thing that a lot of these services are doing, and I got to tell you, I use Zillow all the time just to browse. I've sold a house in a while, but I would probably put it on Zillow. I may skip an agent entirely. In fact, I probably would skip an agent entirely because by putting it online, I can save a small fortune. I mean, my house that I paid $300 and some odd thousand for is probably worth, on a good day, we might be able to get $850 for it. And that means that my real estate commissions would be about $50,000. And boy, if you think commissions on securities are high, that's a lot of money. I wouldn't pay that to buy a mutual fund anymore. We used to pay that, but the industry changed. Competition changed it. And I was telling a real estate agent that their business is in trouble. They just don't know it yet. And, of course, I got the argument that, people will always need an effective agent. Yeah, no, they won't. Travel agents used to say the same thing. Remember travel agents? You don't? Oh, you must be very young. There used to be people who like sat in offices, and you would go in and you would talk to them, and they would help you plan a trip, and then they would issue the tickets right there in their office. They sometimes wrote them out on paper with carbon. Remember those? Where did they go? Oh, yeah. The internet killed them. You remember them? You hardly remember them. Here's another one. I was just thinking about all these businesses. When I was a young man just starting my family back in the 80s, somebody came to the door. A salesperson from Encyclopedia Britannica. I have a young child, maybe 2 at that point, and I think to myself, I owe my family the ability to look stuff up. Plus, I kind of liked looking stuff up. I was an information junkie. Am an information junkie. So I bought the complete set of Encyclopedia Britannica with, man, I don't remember how many issues, how many books it was, but it cost a fortune. It was probably $1,200, $1,500 back then. That's a lot of money, particularly for someone in their 20s. But I bought it. I have no idea what happened to it. I think it went with my ex-wife. But I don't need it. I don't need it. I can look. I mean, today I pulled up a map from 115 years ago of a street in a city that was obscure, and I couldn't have done that in Encyclopedia Britannica. Oh, and then the other, I got a call from the hospital to set up my they pre-register now. The hospital here locally. This is brilliant, by the way, for you folks in the hospital business. They call to pre-register me so they get all the information before I go in. What a cool idea. And then they asked me, they said, and they figured this out in advance. Your copayment is going to be X. Now, would you like to go ahead and pay that now and get a 20% discount? Yeah. 20%? Heck yeah. This is brilliant. They don't have to collect anymore. Unbelievable. What else did the internet kill? Remember those paper things? My mom and stepdad still argue that it's much better to read the paper that way. Tom argues that it's better to read the paper that way, but Tom's a Luddite. God bless his little Luddite heart. But newspapers, they're just dying like crazy. So there will be industries that are going to be upset by technology. That's why you, if you're in one of those industries, either need to be better than everybody else. You can no longer just be mediocre. You have to be extraordinary. There are still a few people working as travel agents, but they're specialized travel agents. They do corporate planning. They do groups. They do cruises. They do something unique to make them valuable. You can still make a living. You're just going to have to be better than average. Give us a call anytime here to talk about anything money at 855-935-TALK, or send your question in via the website, which is talkingrealmoney.com, and that's where we go next. The subject, don't know what to do, and here's the note. We are a family of 4 with an annual combined income of around $220K before tax. Both my wife and I, we are in our mid-40s, max out in our work retirement plan. We currently have around $600,000 in our retirement account. Our retirement account has around 90 stocks and 10 bonds. We don't have any debts, and our house is paid off. Currently, we have around $7,000 extra every month, but we don't know if we should invest that in the market or not. We have been hearing that the market is too high, and we should wait for a correction before we invest. My wife wants us to put the money in a CD at 2.7% for that reason, and because we already maxed out our work retirement plans with lots of stock investments already. Should we invest all $7,000 monthly, or invest half and the rest in CDs, or put it all in a CD, or wait for the market to go down? Oh, and wait for the market to go down? Question mark. If we are to invest, what percentage of stocks and bonds would you recommend? By the way, we want to retire in 10 years and hope to have a total of $2 million in some type of investment account. Any advice you can give is greatly appreciated. Looking forward to hearing you in the podcast. Thank you. You're welcome. All right, sir, here's the deal. The market always seems too high. It does. Even when it's really low, at that moment, it still seems too high. In January of 2009, I couldn't find anyone who thought the market was too low. No. Some thought, well, it's getting better. A lot of people still thought, oh, this is too high. A lot of experts were saying, this is too high. We still have a long way to go before we fully correct, and we were already down 50%. Almost no one said, gee, I think I should get in, and it's January or February because this is really bad, and it's probably going to get better. Because it feels bad when it's down, and it feels scary when it's up. It doesn't matter when you invest if you have the right attitude and you don't treat investing as a game. And right now, that's kind of what you're doing. I know you're doing really well and you have $600,000 saved up. That's awesome. And you'll probably get to your $2 million, but you're not going to get there if you put it in a CD. Because a CD at 2.7% is netting you after inflation maybe 0.5%, 0.75%. After taxes, 2/3, 0.5%, less, depending on your bracket. Well, your bracket's high, so it's less. So you know you aren't going to make any money in a CD. That's a given. What we do know about the stock market is that it has, past tense, it has always gone up more than it goes down. It has to. That's kind of a rule of financial physics. The value of the economy must rise more than it falls. Stocks represent the economy. Therefore, the value of stocks in aggregate must rise more than they fall. Because for them to do the opposite, let's just assume for a minute that nothing is static forever. Things either move up or down. If stocks go down more than they go up, where will that line eventually end? At zero. The economy cannot go to zero. Well, it can, but you won't care where your money is then. You'll be scrambling for your next meal. So quit worrying about the stock market. Here's what I need you to do. I need you to truly determine you and your wife's comfort level for risk. Because you do have to take some still to get to your 2 million plus, and I bet you'd be happier if it was plus. So determine what your risk tolerance is. Then quit picking stocks and individual bonds. Stop it. You need to get that retirement account in a globally diversified portfolio of stocks and maybe bonds. You need to invest your $7,000 a month if it's money that's going towards your retirement. You need to invest it in a portfolio that consists of the entire global stock market and some bonds. It's that simple. But you need to know what your risk tolerance is. That's why we spent a lot of money to get this incredible quiz, this test online that we call the Risk Quiz, RISQUIZ. It's Risk Quiz. It's one word. On our website at talkingrealmoney.com or Vestry.com or any place. Go take that. You're not going to get called by anybody. You're not going to get pestered. You don't have to pay anything. There's no obligation. Take that. Find out what your risk tolerance is. Then invest, 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 and invest. Because if you're putting $7,000 away monthly, then some of that money is going to go into the market when it's down. Some of it's going to go in when it's up. But that's what you have to do. Unless you believe that there honestly is someone out there who, when we reach the market top, will ring a bell and say, hey, everybody back in now, it's okay. Or when we reach the next bottom, actually. Do you remember anyone ringing that bell in 2009? I missed it. We play mind games with ourselves, and you and your wife are playing a mind game with yourself. You are making a mistake by trying to we love to win and we hate to lose. So we want to win all the time and we want to avoid losing, but you're going to have to lose sometimes to win more. That's the way investing works. You got to do it. Send us a note at talkingrealmoney.com. Go to talkingrealmoney.com and learn all kinds of cool stuff about how to pick an advisor. Take the risk quiz. There's a lot of stuff there. Lot of stuff. We're even working on something really cool and new. And you can also, if you want to sit down and spend a little bit of time with one of our advisors, they do stuff for free. It's like pro bono work at a law firm. We'll help you out. We won't become your advisor for free. You'd have to pay us for that. But if you need a little help with a problem like this and you don't want to talk about it on the radio, go to talkingrealmoney.com and set up an appointment with one of our advisors. You can set up one, relatively short. You know, we're not going to pester you. We don't sell stuff. You're not going to get high pressured. Promise. And you can call us anytime, 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255. You can call anytime and leave a question for this podcast, or you can call live tomorrow on Saturdays between 3 and 5 p.m. Eastern Time, noon to 2 Pacific, 855-935-TALK. Thanks for listening. I appreciate you being there. I'm Don McDonald.
Talking real money. We hope you realize that the information provided on Talking Real Money is for educational and hopefully enjoyable purposes only. Providing personalized financial planning or investing advice takes time, so please consult with a really good fee-only fiduciary investment, tax, or legal advisor. We know a good one. Investing must always involve risk. In other words, you can and probably will lose money at times. Also, as much as you want it, no one can accurately, consistently predict the future. So past performance doesn't tell you a darn thing about what the future will bring. Unlike many other programs that say something similar, Talking Real Money is not trying to get you to buy or sell any financial products or securities. Instead, the program is provided as a public service by Vestry, a fee-only registered investment advisor. Thanks for listening, and please visit talkingrealmoney.com for more information and disclosures. That should keep the lawyers happy.